IVM.
If you enjoy listening to IVM Likes, you should also check out our other show called Seen and the Unseen, a show hosted by Amit Verma where he discusses topics related to economics, politics, and its impact on our society. New episodes every Monday on the IVM Podcasts app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome to IVM Likes, yet another episode of Likes in front of you guys. And today in the episode, we have a couple of people who have not been in the studio that much. We have Karthik.
What's up?
Alika.
Hi.
And Darus.
Hello.
So in this episode, first we'll give out the recommendation and then we'll be talking about Detective Pikachu. Yes, guys, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Pokémon Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Abhineet, like we are like Pokémon lovers.
We have
very
a
personal about
little
things,
audience that listens to us.
Yeah. So
We are our own audience.
Yeah. Can you not just put down
Yeah,
the
exactly.
show like that?
Please.
Why are we talking to ourselves then?
Yeah. Hey
So,
Karthik, what's up?
This could be like Karthik calling Karthik.
Yeah. Oh my
that
God.
was such a bad
I'm
line.
done with that joke.
Pokemon from directly from Pokemon to Karthik calling Karthik.
Yeah. Can we recommend that later?
No, please don't recommend that. Okay, so let's begin with the recommendation. Karthik, what do you have?
So I have a podcast called In the Dark. So it's an investigative journalism podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about a kidnapping that took place in the US, in Minneapolis. So it was a kidnapping of Jacob Witherling. So it's quite popular.
It's a fictional podcast?
No, it's a non-fiction podcast. So he was kidnapped on like October 22nd, 1989. And they solved the case after like 27 years.
27 years?
Yeah.
Man.
The kid was 11 years old.
Oh my God.
So
Is
it
this
was
kidnapping in India?
No, I just mentioned that it took place in US, the US.
Like 27 years?
Yeah.
Not in India?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that was a surprise. Like I always thought like it's our problem. It's an Indian thing that no, it's the developed countries as well, man. So yeah, there's an investigative podcast, but the best thing I like about it, the best thing I like about this podcast is the production and the suspense and the detailing on every single aspect of that kidnapping, like be it talking to other victims. So it was basically a pedophile who kidnapped this guy.
Oh God.
So yeah, you get to know you get to know about the criminal in the third episode. So it spans like 8 episodes or something.
Okay.
So I'm still listening to it. So it's an amazing podcast. You can listen to it on Google Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh yeah,
from.
IVM. No.
No, it's not there on IVM. Darus.
I was just trying to plug in the show.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So is this podcast from the point of view of the investigative...
Journalist.
it's from the journalist
Journalist,
point.
yeah.
This is non-fiction.
This is non-fiction, yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they solved it as in, was the child, now adult, found?
No. He was killed on the same day.
He was
of the
killed?
kidnap, yeah. And
Okay.
they even caught the murderer and they even investigated him, like even interrogated them, but still they left him. So these were like really bad loopholes that these guys put up, like the sheriffs and all. They also talk about the hierarchy of sheriffs and what all things they have, like in the system, or like whatever glitch they have in the system. So it's basically about that.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's
Wow. That's a
good.
super depressing podcast, but
Yeah.
it sounds
but
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I
yeah.
already like it.
Yeah, please listen to
this
it
a
in
shot.
the
Do you
dark.
already
Yeah.
like it or do you already IVM like it?
We already IVM liked it, so we
Yeah.
like it as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Alika.
Okay, my recommendation is not going to be any less depressing. I'm going to recommend an animated movie which you can find on Netflix. It's
Okay.
called The Breadwinner. It released in 2017. It was up for an Oscar in 2018, I think.
Okay.
And it's animated by the same studio that did Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea, which means amazing animation, super good lines. The animation studio, I think, is called Cartoon Saloon.
Okay.
Directed by Nora Twomey and executive produced by Angelina Jolie. I have no
Oh.
idea why.
Wow.
It's also based on a novel written by Deborah Ellis. And basically the story is about this young girl in Kabul, Afghanistan. They show mostly she's from a pretty poor family.
Okay.
And the film begins with her dad and her selling some of her belongings because they needed to get a little extra food. And her dad, somebody from the Taliban approaches and, kind of throws their weight around a little, and her dad sort of talks back, not really talks back, but says something that guy didn't like. So eventually that guy ends up getting her dad captured.
Oh.
Okay.
And now their family does not have anyone to, do any work.
Okay, yeah.
So it's shown as a society which is extremely restrictive, where women cannot go out alone.
Yeah.
You always have to be chaperoned before you go out anywhere. So the only one left from this family, I mean, there's a mother and she has an older sister and a baby brother.
Okay.
So she wants to get her dad back very desperately. So she begins dressing up as a boy to go and get jobs.
Okay.
And then, begin a search for her dad.
How old is she?
She's 11.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
very,
wow.
it's, you feel something for the spirit and spunk of that kid, but you're also like, oh God, you child, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really good story. Also, the story has another smaller story in it where this girl, Parvana, she's telling her baby brother a story to, basically keep him calm when the whole family is feeling stress and pressure over the fact that the dad has gone. And the story that she tells him kind of mirrors what is happening, but not in a very, not in a very obvious way. But if you think about it, it mirrors the actual situation that she is going through. So it's a really well done, metaphor almost. It's a really good movie. I highly suggest you watch it.
How long is the movie?
I think it's about an hour and something.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, 94 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yes, it's on
How
Netflix.
did you come across this?
I watch a lot of animation, so Netflix always gives me animated recommendations. Like
nice.
literally, if you go to my Netflix page, it's only animated stuff. Like I haven't seen a live action thing there in ages. So it came up. I liked the title screen. I thought the animation looked cool. I was like, oh, let me click it. I clicked it. It is not exactly a feel-good story. I didn't feel great at the end of watching it, but it was very, very beautiful. I have
Does
to say
it have
that.
a happy ending?
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, let's not.
Yeah, I don't want to
you
spoil.
can get back to like the reaction from her face, like if it's a sad ending or a good ending.
And we already
got that.
I will not spoil it for the listeners here.
Which is
But-
us anyway.
Yeah, but do watch it. It's called The Breadwinner.
Okay. So now skipping Darus, I'll get back to me for the recommendation.
So you have some like another 11-year-old missing or like
No.
Oh my
struggling or
god!
something.
This is I
Whoa,
didn't
this is
realize.
so coincidental.
Yeah.
No. So I'm also recommending a podcast. This is a like horror and suspense podcast. It's called Let's Not Meet, a true horror podcast.
Wow, that sounds
So,
cool.
Yeah. So this podcast is like there's this guy who is the narrator. He's Andrew Tate. So it's basically anthology of couple of just horror and suspense story. Like these stories, it doesn't have any ghost. It's like true life incidences. For example, if you are stuck in a car and then there's this creepy guy staring at you and then following you.
Nope.
So
Okay, like scary, basically scary shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
scary shit. Like
Psychological.
Would you,
Yeah.
listen,
Psychological.
would
Yeah.
you listen to this kind of podcast while you're commuting though?
yeah.
Or would you recommend to stay at home and listen to this?
Okay. Honestly speaking, I listen to this when I go back to home
Okay.
after office. So yeah, you can listen to this like anytime you want. These are not very scary. Like you'll not get chills down your spine, but yeah, these are like fine, good if you want to just spend some time.
How is the music and all? Like the background
Not
score and
so like it's just plain narration.
all. Okay.
There's no such like good background music.
So do they say it like in a story format,
Yeah,
or is
in a
it like from the point of view of the person? Or
Like these are the people who experience this. They send in their entries.
I
So
see.
the narrator, he narrates the stories.
Oh,
And then
wow.
there are few episodes where the guy who experienced it, he also like joins him.
Okay.
So
Oh, sounds interesting.
yeah,
And each episode is what? How long?
How long?
like 25-30 minutes. And
Okay.
like they have like stories inside, 4 to 5 stories per episode.
Oh wow.
Like
okay.
very short stories.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So it's called Let's Not Meet by Andrew Tate.
That sounds
Nice.
good. I
Yeah.
may actually listen to this despite my aversion to horror in any and all forms.
These are like not more like horror, these are creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scary,
Yeah.
creepy,
Like
psychological.
Like, for example, this is not one of the story. I'm just making it up so that you guys can understand what it exactly is. Just imagine that you're sleeping and somehow just one night, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, there's just a tapping on your window. And then when you go out, there's this creepy guy standing in front of the window.
Excuse me, that is extreme
Yeah.
horror. What are you talking
And then
about?
he's just like looking at you and smiling and waving.
This sounds like a very personal experience.
Yeah. Did this happen to you?
No.
Like, did you give the entries?
No.
Send in the entries. So probably. Yeah.
So like these kind of stories.
Wow.
That's even scarier than horror, I would say.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Think about it. Like you're like opening your window and you see
You're
someone staring at you.
And he's smiling.
Wow, he's smiling.
And you
also.
cannot do anything because he's not doing anything. He's just looking at you. You cannot call the cops.
I
And
think
you
he needs a
come
friend.
back after 1 hour. Like still he's looking at you.
Yeah.
After 5 hours.
This would be
He's still
really
looking
creepy
at
if
you.
they were like in my house because I live like on the 10th floor of a building. Can you imagine having someone up there staring at you? Ugh.
You can't see someone from the 10th floor like staring at you.
No,
Like,
if they
there's like one
climbed up.
stick figure standing and staring at you. That's
If
basically
they, I
gonna
thought
happen.
if it was like they climbed up to your window.
No, that's not happening.
They're not climbing 10 floors.
Yeah.
Just to
like,
scare
no,
you.
like I don't want to go there. Like I have many other options to scare some people. Like
Yeah.
not going to the 10th floor.
Okay, you know, that was my personal horror.
So yeah, this is called Let's Not Meet. Give this a shot. You'll like definitely like this. So before we wrap up, we'll just go through the recommendations again. Karthik, what did you recommend?
I recommended the podcast In the Dark.
Alika?
I recommended a movie that you can find on Netflix called The Breadwinner.
And I recommended this podcast called Let's Not Meet by Andrew Tate, and you guys can listen it on Google Podcast. So yeah, we'll be right after this break so that we can discuss Detective Pikachu, guys.
Yay!
We'll be right back after this break, guys, to discuss Detective Pikachu.
Hi everybody, welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors this month, Savari, Storytel, and Paytm Money. Also, guys, I just want to remind you that we do these audiograms on our social media. Audiograms are short snippets from episodes which are interesting to listen to. Check them out. I think you'll enjoy them. Also, guys, we are doing a podcast with Ronnie Screwwala called the Ronnie Screwwala Podcast. And on that podcast, on the last episode, we're going to have Ronnie answer a bunch of listener questions. If you'd like to send us a question, please send it to us at dreaming@ivmpodcast.com. Also, do check out our YouTube page where we have Ronnie talking to Cyrus on Cyrus Says. We have a bunch of short clips there which I think you'll enjoy. On Cyrus Says, best-selling author and columnist Chetan Bhagat talks to Cyrus about his IIT days, his new non-fiction book India Positive, and discusses how the 2019 election is different from the 2014 one. On Simplified Shorties, we dive into the world of WikiLeaks and the current news regarding Julian Assange. On the TFG Fantasy Sports podcast, Vivek Krishnan and CP Thomas are giving out 11 pointers that will help you pick your fantasy sports team. On Ganatantra, Alok and Saryu are joined by Sanjay Kumar of the Center for the Study of Developing Societies to make sense of exit polls and their accuracy and transparency. On Football Twaddle, the boys are shortlisting their very own team of the season since the EPL has ended. On Pulyabazi, Pranay and Saurabh are joined by Amit Verma to discuss the liberal philosophy of Hayek and its relevance in today's India. On Golgappa, Trupti is joined by makeup artist Shraddha Nayak. She shares her experience of working with Shraddha Kapoor and other Bollywood celebrities. On Echoes of India, Anirudh talks about the origins of the Indian drama scene in the backdrop of the Huns invading the subcontinent. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Welcome back, guys. We still have 4 people in the studio and we are discussing Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
3 of them have seen the movie and I have not seen the movie. So I'll be just...
I have a question. How much do you know about Pokemon?
Say all the first gen 150 Pokemons.
No.
Okay, no, I can't do that.
At least the first 10.
Are we
No, we're
doing
not-
this interview?
No.
Or what? Like, am I eligible for this episode?
No, but like, how aware are you of the whole Pokemon thing? Were you into it when you were a kid or?
I liked watching Pokemon.
Okay.
As
The,
I
Plain
was
and
not
simple.
the cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a Pokemon nerd. but I liked it.
Like, what was your first introduction to Pokemon?
First introduction to Pokemon?
Yeah.
I got these trading cards.
Ooh. Yeah.
So like, what are these things? And then I like, oh, there's this show called Pokemon going on. Then I like switched to Pokemon.
That's like the
other way.
Yeah.
I guess all three of us experienced the other way around.
Yeah.
Like, one of my friend, he got
Yeah.
these cards and he's like, khelega kya? Like, fine. Like, there was this Pikachu, Raichu.
Yeah.
And like, oh, what are these things? Like, these are called Pokemon. And there's this show on Cartoon Network. You can watch it. It's called Pokemon. Okay, I'll give this a shot. And then, like, it was very good.
Yeah.
And then I started drawing these Pokemons.
Same here.
Me too, yeah.
Same. That's how I basically started my whole drawing career, because I would sit and sketch Pokemon and then I would be like, these are cool. What if I made my own? Sketch some more.
Yeah.
So I used to have like a whole folder of like fake mon.
I used to make all these Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon. They're like different kind of Pokemon, and you would just give all these stats to them and like this type to them.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
would just
yeah.
make your own version of what
Yeah,
Pokemon.
I
you
remember
feel.
the first drawing that I did. So my friend had this umbrella. So it had like Charmander, Squirtle and Bulbasaur with Pikachu in the, like, it was Pikachu's Pokeballs.
Okay.
It was in the design of Pikachu and Charmander, Bulbasaur and Squirtle on it. On the
Okay.
Pokeball. So I started drawing. The first drawing that I did was a Squirtle.
Oh.
So yeah. And that's really close.
Yeah, I know.
The first drawing that I did was of Jigglypuff, because it was very easy to draw Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Just take a compass. Like,
Yeah. And then we had a competition, like, who will draw the most Pokemons.
Oh, wow.
Who won that?
I'm pretty sure Pokemon launched a lot of people's art careers.
Yeah.
I would say.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember drawing like Rapidash.
Oh, yeah.
Ponyta and Rapidash. Like, those were like the coolest
Yeah.
Pokemon
Yeah.
after Arcanine.
Yeah. I used to draw a lot of Charizard and Dragonite.
Yeah, so you like basically. Yeah.
I was the dragon girl in
I
school.
like to draw Hitmonchan.
Oh.
That's
The
a very
easiest one
weird
would be
to draw.
Hitmonlee.
Yeah.
It's like a blob with legs.
Yeah.
I think the easiest would be Metapod.
Or Ditto. Ditto is the easiest thing that you can draw. It's like basically.
Was Ditto part of the 150 though?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It was towards the end or something, like 148, something like that. Like Dragonite after. So basically talking about our careers as artists. So let's talk about Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
How did you how did you guys like it?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. Can I say I probably liked it a little bit more than Avengers Endgame?
Oh, that's a statement.
Just like maybe 1% more.
I also liked it
You
more.
are getting so many DMs after this.
Yeah.
Please, at me, bro.
Yeah. So I personally liked it. I personally liked the art. The basic. I never thought like a cartoon like Pokemon would be made into a movie. Like, because it's very difficult. That's what I personally feel. Being a complete noob into the animation thing. But still, I felt like this was pretty good, man. This was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this question. Like, does it look real on screen?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
It did look like.
They made it very nicely integrated into the human world. So
Yeah.
it looked pretty realistic, but also at the same time, you were like, yeah, these are Pokemon.
Which one did you like the most? To all the.
Of
I
all
like-
the ones which they showed on
Yeah.
screen, I really like that Trico. They showed it for
I-
like 1 second.
Yeah, I
It was
loved
so
the
cute.
Cubone and Bulbasaur.
I love
the Bulbasaurs were like extremely cute.
I want to
I
point
mean,
out
that
there are
moment.
spoilers for this episode.
Okay, sorry guys.
Lot of
Spoilers.
spoilers.
But
Spoilers
it's
alert.
2 weeks down. Like,
It's okay, we're just-
But still, yeah.
Still,
I'm prettle sure it's out of the theaters right now.
Yeah, it's still there.
someone like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get spoiled for this. Sorry, I mean.
I really
No,
like
it's
the
a
choice.
Snubble.
It's okay.
Snubble?
Yeah, the Snubble
Yeah,
one.
he's so grumpy, but
Yeah.
also he has like a soft side in him. And just like, I want
That's
to
me,
pet you.
guys. That's me. If I were to be a Pokemon, I am Snubble.
Aw.
Snubble
Is
my
there
soul
Ash
animal.
Ketchum in the movie?
No, there's no Ash, there's no Red.
No. So this is a completely different setting for the movie. It's in Rhyme City.
Okay.
Which I don't think is either in the Kanto region or any of the other established regions. And it's interesting because it's one of the few places where Pokemon and humans live together in harmony. And most other, like in the games and in the anime, I mean, they do live together in harmony, kind of. But mostly it's always this sort of I have caught you, so you are mine sort of relationship.
Oh,
you know, like
yeah.
you go out and you catch them and then they work
it's more
for
like,
you.
Let's be honest, guys. It's master and slave relationship.
Okay.
That's not
Yeah.
good.
Pokemon is not
And then
that.
you just make them fight against each other.
Like,
Who was the friend of, not friend, like Professor Oak's?
The rival.
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is not in the movie.
This movie is not like a normal Pokemon
game
like,
or like a
Yeah.
No?
an animation. Yeah.
No.
There's no Brock?
There's
No.
no Brock.
There's no Misty?
There
No.
was they could have been a Misty, but
I think she could be a Misty.
Misty,
like,
a sort of Misty.
I forgot
Team
her name.
Rocket?
No.
Oh.
It's
I
like-
know.
It's
Oh.
Mystique.
You know what confused me in the movie? The R. Like I was always expecting Team Rocket to like
Yeah, exactly.
come out of
Same
nowhere.
here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Maybe
where?
they've just set it up for a sequel where Team Rocket will be revealed.
But do you think there would be a sequel to this?
I
Because they pretty
feel-
much ended the movie with like
I know.
Yeah.
So spoilers.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, we find out why. Not
Detective
why.
Pikachu was talking
Yeah.
or speaking to the main character.
Yeah. So and that whole part got resolved. So I don't know, how would they make a second movie out of this? They might just do it with another different character.
Another legendary Pokemon. Probably.
Yeah. Oh, so I don't know, how many of you have played any of the other Pokemon games which are not the actual, like Pokemon Red, Blue, Pokemon Gold, Silver, Diamond, Platinum, Ruby, Sapphire? Have you played
mean
any of the other ones?
The new one, as in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go.
That is still
Pikachu.
like a normal Pokemon game where you go around collecting stuff.
Yeah.
Have you played any of the other Pokemon games?
I
Can you
played
name
one
some?
Pokemon Stadium.
Like Detective Pikachu is a game.
Okay, so
Pokemon Stadium is a game. Pokemon Snap is a game.
Yeah.
There was one game called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is the
I've heard about it.
yeah, which is the only one I've played which is not one of the normal games.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, it's not a spoiler. It happens in the first 2 minutes of the game. The protagonist gets turned into a Pokemon
Oh.
and wakes up with no memories.
This is the same.
It's not
thing.
exactly the same. It's the protagonist. So it's like they wake up and they don't know how they remember that they were human,
Okay.
but they don't remember how they became a Pokemon. So then they team up with some other Pokemon who live in this weird commune. And then they try to like go solve mysteries for this little village of theirs, and through those mysteries they find out how they got turned into a Pokemon. So
Okay.
You're basically a Pokemon, but
Yeah.
you're a human.
yeah.
You get
The journey of finding yourself, your
Yes.
true self.
Yes.
That's moksha.
Pokemon is that deep, apparently. But yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. I'd like to see that because that was a really fun game.
But coming back to the movie, what was like your favorite moment during the movie?
I like the moment when Mewtwo starts talking, man. It reminded me of the first Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
did
was-
you
that was
see that
amazing.
movie? when it
yeah,
released?
obviously, I
I
did.
think
That was the
everyone has seen that.
No,
movie.
so
Every
you know
Pokemon.
what? I have a weird relationship with that movie because I don't remember if I've seen the whole thing. I've seen parts of it. So when that movie came out worldwide, I was lucky enough to be in London at that time. I was on like a vacation there. And that was before Pokemon hit India at all. But it was massive in London. Massive. Everywhere I went, there was just Pokemon posters for the first movie. Every TV channel which was for kids was showing Pokemon. Like, I remember vividly one day just staying inside because, I don't know, I guess my parents went shopping and I wasn't interested.
Okay.
And I just put on the TV and they were like, top 10 episodes of Pokemon before the movies. That was the first time I saw
When was this year? Like what year?
2000.
Okay, 2001 it came to India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I saw the whole Pikachu versus Raichu fight, which was the number one
yeah.
episode. Yeah. So it was everywhere. And I begged my parents, let me go and see this. Because I didn't know what was happening. I mean, I learned really fast because it was everywhere. And when you're about 10 or 11, you can pick up things really fast. So I was like, I need to see this movie. And my parents refused. They were like, no, we are going to see something sensible. We are not going to see Pokemon. I'm not going to let you go alone to see Pokemon in a random city that you don't know. And I'm not going to come and watch it with you.
Wow. Okay.
That should be a city name in the game. Random city.
Wow.
Inside jokes.
Have you noticed how they name the cities? It's after colors. Well, at least the first one in Kanto.
I forgot all of their
Violet
names.
cities.
Lavender Town,
Lavender Town.
Cerulean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember, yeah.
Viridian. Yeah,
Viridian, yeah.
Anyways. So I never got to see that movie there. But once I think if they were showing like part of it online or on TV, and I saw the end half of it. So I don't actually think I've seen that first movie.
Yeah, so for me, I saw the first movie and that moment was like, okay, now you guys are serious.
Oh,
this Pokemon movie is serious.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the movie, Darus?
My favorite part was when all the Bulbasaurs came together. That
Yeah.
But you know that the part before that, when they were on the Torterra Gardens. You know, like the Pikachu, they're trying to evade all these trees and they're trying to get away, escape death. And just this tiny rock hits Pikachu. I mean, it's a Pokemon. They deal with fire blast. They deal with like blizzard. And this tiny rock puts this Pikachu to certain death. I was just mind blown. I was like lolling so hard at that scene. But I really like the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
And when they all just cutely came together and they're like, we're going to give you energy. Come to us. And then...
Elixir.
That was never mind. That was a completely terrible analogy, which I'm not going to do. But yeah, I think the Bulbasaur part was my favorite as well because it was so cute.
Dude, yeah.
It was so cute.
And they're not even saying Bulbasaur.
No.
I think they were just... This is our sound. That's it, guys.
No Bulbasaur?
No, it's like Bulbasaur. It's not that Bulbasaur. It's like...
Okay, they don't make these... They don't say their name anywhere except the anime. They even...
Psyduck did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Pikachu did that.
Yeah, but like in the games, it's always like a noise. It's not like their name. Okay. Our audience does
Was
not
that a
need
pigeon?
this.
No, that's a sound in the game.
When they fight, like...
Our audience does not need this. I am so sorry.
It's like a glitchy sound. It's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know, we have a sound engineer. You just put in a glitchy sound. You don't have to make it.
It would be more realistic for our listeners.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. How was Ryan Reynolds as a Pikachu?
He was funny.
He was the funniest thing in that movie.
I went into the movie expecting it not to be good, like Ryan Reynolds, because it's like Deadpool. You're listening to Deadpool speak from Pikachu.
Yeah.
But
It is.
Can you compare Deadpool and Pikachu?
No, but I think the way they made Pikachu's character, like it was goofy and silly, and Ryan Reynolds' jokes kind of blended in with the personality of Pikachu. And the story also kind of made it all together, which I was just like, okay, yeah, I can listen to Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu.
Yeah. And it was not Pikachu. It's basically Ryan Reynolds' personality in Pikachu.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Yeah. So
It's a Deadpool and a Pikachu.
Yeah. How would it sound like? Yeah. Like
I don't know.
It was PG, guys. So yeah.
Apparently, there's enough for an R-rated version.
I think he must have made certain jokes that didn't air.
Yeah, no, they have. Apparently, the thing is that they have enough takes of Ryan Reynolds' ad-libbed lines, which are enough to make an R-rated version of the movie.
I would definitely see that. Like,
that's Deadpool 3. #Pikachu. Obviously, that's gonna happen.
No, it would have worked if it was Deadpool 2. Then we could have said Deadpool 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Boogaloo?
It's cute. Yeah.
Why don't they make a movie which has like Ash, Misty, Brock?
So, I don't know, would it be like fun to watch these guys still being 11 years old and hanging around catching
You know what was
Pokemon?
weird in the theater? Like everyone over there was like around 30.
The best part was that.
See, they were exactly...
No one's judging anyone. Everyone's like, we know why you're here. We have all gone through the same thing. Let's just enjoy it.
There were exactly 3 kids in the theater when I was watching.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All the others were 30-year-olds. It was fun. It was nice. Because like, basically the movie is like catering, I mean it is keeping the
90s
storyline for kids, but it is catering to the people who've grown up with Pokemon, which are all the 90s kids. Only 90 kids will remember.
Yeah.
And guys, let me do this segment. If you had 6 Pokemons, who all would we choose?
I don't know.
Like you just have 6 Pokemons to choose from. From the first generation. Okay, cool. Let's keep it simple.
From first gen.
Yeah, let's keep it simple.
Oh man. You know, I have thought about this when I was a child.
It's easy for you, yeah.
You literally the other day told me you're 6.
Yeah.
And you remember it and now you're pretending like
Yeah,
you don't.
exactly. Like, hey guys, ask me this question.
We have it written down right now, Alika. Like,
I don't have it written down. I had a theme for my 6 Pokemon. I wanted the fastest Pokemon because I'm weird like that. I wanted Squirtle because that's the starter. You have to have one of the starters.
One starter,
Yeah.
and like just all Pokemon. Should
Yeah, so I wanted a Squirtle. I definitely wanted a Scyther and a Rapidash. I think at one point I wanted a Zubat. I don't know why.
Because it eventually evolves into Crobat.
Which is fast.
Which is fast.
But we're doing only first gen, right?
Yeah, okay.
all the electric types are quick as well.
Yeah, but I don't actually like electricity much. I get very bad static shocks.
Is that as a person or just
As
in
a
Pokemon?
person.
Okay.
What do you mean as a
We're talking about
Pokemon?
Pokemon. I was talking about electric
Yeah,
Pokemon.
exactly, yeah. And you're like, I get static often. I guess like you have a Pikachu or a minion in your bag or something.
No. How many have I done? Have I done 4? I need 2
4.
more.
One flying Pokemon?
Where Zubat covers the flying thing. I'll pick Alakazam because I need a psychic type in my group. I have water, fire, grass. No, I don't have grass, but I don't care about grass.
Yeah, who cares about grass? Except for the movie, like the Bulbasaur in the movie.
And the Torterra Gardens.
Can I pick Dragonair? I like Dragonair, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. And
I think you're going more for the aesthetics then.
Yes.
I'm like gonna pick, so my top 6 would be Snorlax because hella defense.
yeah.
I would pick Dragonite because hella defense, hella attack.
Oh, you're going for stats.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna I look beautiful. You're gonna be beaten down.
Yeah, you'll be having like a bunch of Clefairies and Jigglypuffs around you.
You know,
Like, I don't want that.
here's the thing.
It's a battle. It's not a
If
beauty
you-
contest.
If you
I want 2-3 slaves in my bag, like, who can fight for me.
if you love the Pokemon enough, it can overcome anything. So there.
Oh my god, can you not just put this in come on. Okay, so what did I name? I named Snorlax,
You said
You said
Dragonite.
Dragonite, I would choose Gengar. I love Gengar.
Okay.
Then who else is there? I would choose Nido King. I like Nido King. Nido King's a beast.
Nidoking is good. I had a friend who was, I think, about 5 or 6 years younger to me when I was in the Pokemon stage, and the only Pokemon he liked was Nidoking. So every time I'd be like, hey, let's play Pokemon. Yeah, can I be Nidoking? Okay. That
And what
was
else?
his
I think
thing.
one more. I would pick, is Dewgong?
Yeah, he's the first gen. Yes.
Yeah, I would pick Dewgong because you need some ice, water. Seems
That's
pretty
5,
strong.
isn't it?
That's 5?
Am I?
And I'll pick one starter, Charizard.
Sure you will. Okay.
Abhineet.
Okay. I'll be the last one. You go first.
Okay, for
Karthik.
me, it's Gengar.
Oh,
And
you're
Blastoise.
copying. You can't copy other people.
No,
We've
I love
also-
Gengar. You know that.
We can have
like,
a mutual agreement.
Yeah,
over
exactly.
this.
You like share Pokemon?
We'll like just
But there's not only
ghastly, like,
one
together.
Gengar in Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
There are
exactly.
multiple Gengars.
Okay, fine.
Then definitely a Pidgeot.
Okay.
Nidoking for sure. It was either Nidoking or Golem.
You're just
Oh yeah,
copying
there's
it.
Golem as well. Machamp was also there.
I don't like much.
You don't like Machamp?
Arcanine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arcanine is my like 4 Pokemon, right? 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4.
And one Dragon type or
There's only
I would say
one.
Gyarados.
Oh, I was
Okay.
going to pick.
Gyarados.
You can
Not
pick
the
that
blue one, the
anyways.
red one.
The red Gyarados, the rare one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to evolve my Magikarp into Gyarados on Pokemon Go, and it is a pain.
I can send you my Gyarados, Alika, if
You have one?
Yeah.
Send me.
And that's it. 6, right? And
Okay.
what about you, Abhineet?
I'll pick
Butterfree?
Gyarados
Okay, Gyarados.
and Onyx.
You like all the snakes. Take
Yeah.
against also.
Yeah. No. Is Lapras first gen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lapras.
Lapras is
Yeah,
amazing.
Lapras is I'm surprised you didn't pick it.
Then-
Alika, anyway.
Okay, now do you think I have a type or something?
It's just like you're going with beauty, and
Yeah.
Lapras is such a majestic Pokemon. Just like Milotic.
And then Kadabra
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah.
and one electric
Bolt
Zapdos.
I like how nobody's
He
picked
directly went for the legendary,
yeah.
guys. He went legendary. And I'm surprised that no one took Mewtwo.
or Mew.
Like,
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
it's
Which is too easy.
Yeah, it's easy to like.
Yeah.
Cliche.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
already
I'm
powerful. They're
I'm
OP as
surprised
fuck.
no one took Pikachu.
Pikachu. Like,
I would want it as my detective. That won't be my
I don't want a little Ryan Reynolds roaming around. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So on that note, if you have to give like one-liner for the movie, what would it be?
Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh man.
Okay.
Stole it.
We can't beat that. But yeah, do go watch it. It's definitely worth a watch.
Darius?
It's in our destiny.
Oh.
For me, it would be just go and at least watch it.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
God's sake, just once watch it.
Okay, so guys, where can one follow you on social media?
I am at Grow Up Mohan on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, and you don't follow back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Abhineet.
Alika?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CapeFoxAlex.
And Darius?
You can follow me at Darus D'Souza _ at Instagram, and I'm Rally on Twitter, so don't even try.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Abhineet Mandal. That's Abhineet and Mandal without space.
Are you following me?
Why would
Yeah,
there be
I
a
followed
space?
you and then I unfollowed you.
What is this?
That's such a cheap move. Like,
So guys, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You guys can follow us on our social media. We are IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Until then, see you. Bye.
bye, guys.
See ya.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IVM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Vaisa, the show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance, from stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Vaisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.